Darkness Descends Guardians, welcome to House Umbral, and this week the GM Nightfall node is active. So everyone's out getting their Conqueror Seal gilded, and a lot of people are struggling with the Heist Moon Battleground. It is very challenging, and I believe this is the first time this Battleground is actually a GM. The Battleground came out back in Season 19, and they got it here now with the other Heist Battlegrounds, and they are all pretty tough, but this one is new. So I got a quick guide for you guys to make it quick and easy. Let's get right into it. For this GM, you absolutely will need one Well Warlock and one Invis Hunter. These two are like the Splash Brothers, and you need them for most of the endgame content right now because these GM Battlegrounds are there's so many ads, it's like almost impossible to stay alive without Well. And if someone goes down, you need Invis Hunter to get the res. So those two are staple. For the third slot, I recommend a second Well Warlock. I brought 2 Wells to my Claire for this, but I can see a Strand Titan or a Bubble Titan working as well. But honestly, I would recommend you go double Warlock, 1 Invis Hunter for this GM. As far as weapons go, for this GM, you will be up against Anti-Barrier and Unstoppable champions, and you will be fighting the Hive and Scorn. So expect a good mix of Arc and Solar Shields, so gear up to counter them effectively. The top weapon recommendation is absolutely Wishender. It is easily the best gun in the game, reigning supreme against Anti-Barrier champions. If you don't have Wishender, Quicksilver Storm or Arbalest are solid alternatives. I truly recommend Wishender because there's a god spot in the boss room where you're going to want long range damage with no fall off, and you need a solid bow, and Wishender is the go-to bow for that. So, if you don't have Wishender, I know the exotic quest is lengthy. Quicksilver could do the trick or Arbalest, but I think Wishender is just good even for ad clear, because it kills red bar health enemies in one shot. You don't want to have to waste ammo or waste time trying to kill red bar enemies. So bring Wishender. As for unstoppable enemies, Fusion Rifle is the unstoppable mod this season. I recommend that. Or if you want to get fancy, maybe an exotic scout rifle. The new stasis one is not bad. So choice is yours in that regard. I recommend a high impact or a rapid fire frame fusion rifle though, and you bring your exotic Wishender in the top slot. And for your heavy, please bring a machine gun. Don't waste time bringing rockets or anything else. Machine guns have the best ammo economy, and when you stun a champion, you're gonna need it to burn down its health. So I brought an Arc one because it is Arc Surge right now, but whichever machine gun you got that has good perks, go for it. Okay, the first encounter. This one is the easiest in the entire strike. You just gotta kill a bunch of waves of Hive. 2 major concerns though is the Zebu of Wrath battle song is gonna be a highlighted acolyte, and that dude's gonna get to the totem and he's gonna stop your super and your abilities. You need to burn him with heavy weapon. Don't worry about heavy ammo, as there is a heavy ammo chest in this area. So just burn through it, nuke the acolyte, and then just use your heavy to clear as many ads as possible. You will know you get through a wave when you see those Hive spikes retracting to the ground, and then that's when I recommend you and your team move up to your next piece of cover. The other challenge are the unstoppable ogres. They spawn in pairs, and the laser can reach you from across the map. The biggest thing though is that they are like dead silent. So if you guys get distracted fighting other enemies, these guys could literally walk all the way around on the right side and get right up on your team, and then it's over if they get that close and you can't stun them quick enough. So keep that in mind. When the ogres pop in, be ready to stun them immediately and nuke them. Don't play around. Other than that, just stay alive, play cover, and chain your supers. If you have double Well, you could rotate Wells. If you have Invis Hunter, pop your Mobius Quiver and just get the orbs going and pop supers and frag out. This encounter is not too bad. This is where things get tricky. The second encounter of this Nightfall has you defending Ghost while it hacks into some account or whatever he's doing, and you got to defend them while scoring attack. And this is crazy. There's so many enemies on the map, and the Scorn are tough, and I feel like a lot of players are just not used to fighting Scorn on GM level because they're not used often, and they get busy, man. The Scorn don't play. Like, the Hive is bad, but the Scorn don't play, dude. I think the worst enemies to fight on GM are probably Taken, Scorn, and then the Hive. Vex, Fallen, and Cabal. I don't know. You guys let me know, what is your tier list for like worst enemies to fight on GM? Let me know in the comments. But anyway, so second encounter has you defending ghosts against an army of scorn. And these boys don't play. So the main cheese spot for this is the entrance when you walk into the second room. You could have your Titan and your Warlock, or your double Warlock, like in my case, post up and rotate wells. This is the best strat. And your Invis Hunter, this is their time to shine. They got to run in there, use invisibility to reactivate the ghosts when they get stopped by the enemies. Take out certain enemies that might walk off out of your line of sight from the door and still are blocking the ghosts. And basically, they got to play solo. Because what's going to happen is if all three of you at the door, all the enemies are looking at that direction, there's a lot of damage coming in. But also, when the ghost gets stopped, you might not be able to see any of the enemies that are stopping the ghost. You need someone to go over there. So Invis Hunter shines for this. They could go over there, pop super, do whatever they got to do to survive, but clear the ads that you guys might not necessarily be able to get to. Other major problems are unstoppable abominations. These things are like ogres. They will zap you and one hit you. Like it's crazy. So don't play around. There's a few that spawn. I think they spawn in pairs, or threes actually. It might be three of them that spawn in, and they don't play. There's one that actually spawns right at the door that you're going to be camping at, right to your right. There's an enemy spawn gate right there. An abomination will spawn right there. So be ready for it. Have your well rotating constantly. See, this is why I say you definitely need two wells. But I know some Titan mains out there are going to be like, nah, bro, I got this. So if you're going to rock double well, make sure you rotating that orbs and you're getting those supers up. And Strand Titan can really pop off here with suspend. So, just play it safe, take your time, kill all the ads, have your hunter clear the ghost, reactivate it, and come right back. And you guys just take your time clearing ads. Slowly but surely, you'll get through this encounter. If you made it past the second room, hats off to you. That's where most teams will meet their end. Now brace yourselves for the grand showdown, the boss room. The key to victory here, a specific spot you'll see us use. Trust me, without it, the sheer number of enemies and lack of proper cover make this fight nearly impossible. While there might be some unconventional methods out there, this strategy is your best bet for survival. Bungie has this tendency to bring in these battlegrounds as GMs, and a lot of them don't convert very well, and they ultimately feel like if you don't cheese them, you can't beat them. And I personally don't like that. You guys let me know. Like, if you think back to Lake of Shadows, which was a GM a few seasons ago, that boss room was almost impossible. Like, we had to go up on the roof to beat it, but it was like, dude, how do you expect people to beat this? Anyway, you guys let me know what you think in the comments. So watch closely as we navigate to the spot. Once here, the Invis Hunter will initiate the encounter from below, then quickly join the rest of the team up top. Please be careful. Even though you're up here, the enemy still can snipe you and take you out. The boss snipe will probably one-shot you, and then all the other ads are going to be throwing grenades. There will be unstoppable champions, the abominations, and their lasers or their electric bolts can one-tap you right up top. So don't be afraid to hard focus those guys, stun them right away, and ignore the boss until you kill the champions. At the boss's halfway mark, it's orb dunking time. Reminiscent of the other heist missions, this is the Invis Hunter's moment to shine. I said this in the beginning. Your hunter needs to be locked in because there's so many things in this strike that they will need to do solo that, like, if they're not locked in, I don't think you're going to clear it. Because if they go down while you guys are up top, someone has to risk the revive, and that could literally just lead to a team wipe. And it's probably going to be a team wipe. In our gameplay, we got a couple, the hunter did die, and we managed to salvage it, but trust, you need your hunter to stay alive. It's probably better if your hunter just focuses on the orbs and it just hides. Go invis, go hide in the corner, have the two up top, hard focus the enemies that drop the orbs, and then they just go invis and dunk the orb. It's better you take your time and you just wait for cooldowns than to take any risk trying to be cool and then you wipe. So stay invisible, maneuver stealthily, and just let the team up top handle all the ad killing. If you guys stay focused, play smart, this GM is yours for the taking. Best of luck, Guardians.